we could be friends. We could definitely be friends, but there's no relationship there when it's involving love. She said something about Hispanic people or Hispanic man, and he was talking about how terrible black men were for degrading black women, and how could you denounce your own race? Now, don't get it twisted. Do not get it twisted, sister, because they got a lot of these guys that are out here who they know that this shit is a stereotype. Unfortunately, you're right. There's uh, platforms like YouTube and World Star Hip Hop that exploit black people worse than any other race, because every other race they have a sense of embarrassment when it comes down to things that may affect their community. Even a murder that happens. Like I remember when the DC sniping attacks occurred. When the DC sniper occurred back in the early 2000s, every black person was hoping and praying and crossing their fingers that whoever this guy wasn't black. And then we were so upset when we found out that this person was black. And that's how we should feel when we see black men acting arrogant on television and denouncing black women and shit like that. Now, if this guy who was denouncing black women was a father and he had children and he was denouncing black women based off of his children's mother, then that's a fucking problem. That's a fucking problem. But a guy like me, who, I have my views when it comes down to black women. I have my views even when it comes down to successful black women. But I understand why it is the way it is. So this Hispanic guy, I mean, he really doesn't matter. And a lot of these guys who complain and make the argument about black women, they ain't shit. They really have no argument if that's all the premise is that black women aren't shit, and we can't fuck with them. They're terrible. They have bad attitudes. I mean, we have to understand why a lot of these black women have the attitude. We have to understand why it is the way it is, and it has a lot to do with black men not being there, you know. And then we have to go back and understand why black men are not there, and we can attribute that to discrimination, just the powers that be, and a lot of opportunities that were given to black women, not just because black men weren't there. It was also given to black women, so that it could be shown that black women are able to do everything that black men can do in the first place. And then when the black man complains and says, well, we're under attack and, white man is not doing anything for us, and the black woman is like, motherfucker, there ain't nobody holding you down. But, you know what? To a certain extent, that guy is right. I would never, ever use that as an excuse to say, oh, I can't, maintain myself, or I can't provide anything for myself at the very least, because white man is holding me down. White man won't allow me to achieve and become something. Oh, no, no. A real man is going to think of something to provide. And I'm not talking about going up against somebody's head with a pistol. He's going to think of ways to provide for himself and his family. That's the measures of a real man. And a lot of these guys, they are not real men. A lot of these guys, when you look in their relationships, it is the female who runs the relationship. It is the female who is the provider. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. But then we have to go back and understand what kind of women are complaining. We have to break down what they're complaining about and the guys that they are complaining about. And when we break down the guys that they're complaining about, we tend to find out that these guys are thugs, hoodlums, you know what I'm saying, pill poppers, lean sippers, shit like that. I mean, even in the older generations of women who complain about their male counterparts. I mean, these guys were heavily on crack, in and out the house, gave them even STDs, And then we got to think about the Uncle Tom motherfuckers, the bus driving ass motherfuckers and shit. Yes, boss. I got you, boss. I make sure everything all right, boss. We got to worry about the corporate America, the district managers inside of these banks, and the division leaders inside of these places. Um, we gotta think about the opportunities that are provided for them versus the opportunities that the black community can provide as a collective for them. You know what I'm saying? We can't provide too much for these people. Like when a black man gets out of college, when he gets out of college, it's like, well, who do I go to? Do I find me a local business to work for to complement, my degree that I've got? I mean, even somebody who graduates from an Ivy League university, where's he gonna go? Is there a black business or 15, 16 black businesses on the top Forbes list that he can go for and work as an intern? No, there isn't. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's the logic of this whole thing. There isn't anything available for black women or black men to fall on, and that's where the war is right there. That's exactly what the war is. But instead of the cooperation from the black women and the responsibility of black men, it's not going to get any fucking way at all. I mean, she's right. Men should take more accountability. I mean, and this shit has been going on way before our generation. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just going to automatically continue because there's no guidance involved. But, I mean, at the same time, it's something that we all need to work at it. And, I don't want to waste my breath talking about all of that shit, man. But I do know what needs to take place. But, I saw that this woman was hurt. I saw that she was, like, seriously hurt. Something seriously happened to her. I mean, moments before she did this video and she started ranting. It's like she had to hurry up and get this shit out of her chest. Otherwise, she would have waited till she got home to do it. So, I hope everything worked out all right with you. And I hope that, it happened last month. And, wow. So, that's how we do over here, man, on the Sam Sim channel. You know what I'm saying? Like, I might find a couple videos here and there and respond to them and shit. Maybe one day somebody might respond to one of my videos. Hopefully it's this girl, man. I've seen her on a lot of videos, but she wears a lot of makeup sometimes. And, she has this little hairpiece that she wears. It, like, hangs over, you know what I'm saying? But, I don't know, man. I saw a couple of her videos and I was like, yeah, she's saying some good stuff. She really is, man. And then, looked at another one. Like, one video, she's inside of her car and she's talking about how she never would date white men. And then, she's talking about how religion shouldn't exist. She has some very good topics. But every time when I see her, it's just her makeup game that she has on. Like, she makes sure that shit is flawless before she gets on camera. And I think Shawty look all right, man, without the makeup. I think that she should take the makeup off. I think that she would look pretty good, man, if she didn't wear the makeup in all of her videos. Maybe one day, she should come in at natural. I mean, even when she's cleaning up the house, or like she may have gotten finished just running to the grocery store and she didn't get a chance to do her hair or something like that. She's just cleaning up and just doing random shit around the house. She'll wear a scarf, but she'll always had a little hairpiece coming out of the scarf, like a little bang going over her face, and her makeup will be flawless. Her makeup will be all on her. I was like, man, you don't miss a beat with that makeup, though, huh? You know what I'm saying? I mean, can we have one day when you don't have makeup on and shit and you do your videos? You know what I'm saying? 'Cause, I mean, I'm not dissing you. I mean, I think you all right. I think you all right. I just like to see it because, I like women without makeup, man. Like, for some reason, women without makeup look a little sexier than they do to me when they do have makeup. Some women, not all women. You know, but I could tell an ugly woman when she puts on makeup. I can tell. I can tell. Like you cannot add extra eyelashes. You cannot draw an extra eyebrow on your face. You know, you cannot add all of these bumps and all of these blemish cover ups and things and think that I can't tell. Like I can look. I seen one girl like she put on so much makeup you can see the cracks and shit. I can look. I can tell. I could tell just it's easy, but man, there's one girl I'm talking about. You guys know her. I'm afraid to say her name and shit right now. You know what I'm saying? I sent her a message, and just told her I like watching her some of her videos and stuff like that, and we'll see what's up. If she hit me up, man, that'd be dope. That'd be dope, man. That'd be real nice. She seems like she's on the far right, but that's all good, man. That's all good. I like hearing women when they talk about productivity, and they talk about it in the form of unison instead of pointing the finger at black men. I love that. You know what I'm saying? But the only thing that I don't really like about her is all of the makeup that she wears and that hairpiece. That damn hairpiece, and it's a straight hairpiece. It's not like she got like an afro hairpiece or nothing like that. I mean, it's a straight hairpiece. One of them Jessica Rabbit bangs or something like that she has. I don't know why these women do this shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, a lot of women. I mean, all women that I know who get on YouTube and they talk about black consciousness, and they talk about white supremacy. Even the ones who say that they'll never ever date white guys, they get on here and they still have these fucking bundles in their hair. They still wear the little weaves, and they're caked with makeup and shit. There's only 2 women that I've seen so far, and I know there's a few other ones, but so far I've seen 2 that is just on point number, like 1 to 10. They get a 10 to me. You know what I'm saying? One girl, I gotta fucking look at her again and check her out, because she might be a bed wench. She might be one of those guys. I mean, one of those girls who make these videos for white men, because she had one talking about dating white men one on one. But then when I started watching the video, it seemed like she was just being a little sarcastic as to how to play white guys, and don't fuck with them. But if you were going to fuck with them, this is how you do it. So I'm hoping that was what the video was. I had to answer a phone call, and I wasn't able to hear the shit. But boy. I mean, she's a nice dark-skinned chick with braids in her hair, nice long braids. But I'm going to go back and check her out and see if she's a bed wench or not. I'm hoping that she's not a bed wench, man. That shit would be fucking disappointing. We can't have dark-skinned sisters with braids like that fucking around with these white guys. But you know what? That's what I see when I go out. It's never the ones with the weave. It's never the ratchet ones. I'm serious. It's always the black ones with just the braided hair. I mean, if their hair may be fake, they may have fake braids in their hair, but they're not out there looking like a fucking white person. And I think that that's some type of rule that they have in the white community, where these white boys, they make sure like their standards. And I never asked my partner this. Like, we never talked about it. He just said, this is a white buddy of mine that I talk about in another previous video, who only dates highly educated, independent black women. But he's married to one now. But when we were in the dating game together, he would always tell me, like, I don't deal with the ghetto sisters. He doesn't deal with white women at all. He doesn't care about them. He doesn't care what rank they are in. He definitely doesn't deal with the ghetto ones. But he doesn't like blonde chicks, and he doesn't like brunette chicks, no matter what economical status they're in. You know what I'm saying? So he decided, like, exclusively black women all the way through. And during the dating scene, like, me, it didn't matter. If I found a nice black woman who I could sit down and talk with, that'd be cool. But when I was going out with him, it was more of a challenge. It was like, okay, well, you like white Well, you like black women. This is what I want to do. I want to test my strength as far as pulling white girls because I want to break the stereotype. I don't want the type of fucking white women that these broke ass niggas are walking around with, or the type of white woman that the black woman is gonna look at me stupid and say, "Oh man, you with her?" I mean, I made this clear to him, and I studied a few, pickup artists just to kind of like figure things out and make sure I was doing everything all right. Because you don't approach white women the way you approach black women, you know. So I did all of that, and it worked. It worked, and it has all to do with the money and the way you carry yourself and your confidence, and ultimately at the end of the day, it's going to be trust because. Um, just like you're not gonna be able to fuck like a strong, intelligent, you know, a conscious, independent woman, or even if she's not independent, you know, if she's still coming up and shit, and she was raised under a strong family, she has a strong family to support her. She's not gonna fuck on the first date unless she's really, 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 really curious. You know what I'm saying? And that's the same that goes for successful white women or white women who come from successful families. Same shit. So, yeah, I made sure, like, I mean, just pulling any old white female is not the name of the game. Not the name of the game. Like, dating white females at all is not the name of the game, especially for someone named like me. But, like I said, I did a test. I did a test because I got upset when I used to go out and I used to see, a lot of black African American sisters who were dating white guys. I wouldn't get upset like I was jealous. I was like, damn, it's really fucking bad out here. Like, you know, I want a fucking sister like the one that this white dude has. You know what I'm saying? You know, white chick, um, all the ones that were around were just scallywags. I mean, he had some that, they were just single and out and, they just got finished breaking up with Steven, the white guy and shit, the regular blue collar worker, or even the white collar worker guy, like he is not with his girlfriend anymore, and he's out as well dating, looking for other groups of white women to date. And I would see this shit, and the black women that were around, a lot of these black women was fucking around with the white boys. You know what I'm saying? The intelligent ones fucking around with the white boys, and then I come around and they like drilled the shit out of me, like like let's see if he's not an infiltrator. Let's see if he really knows this shit. Oh yeah, bitch. Oh yeah, bitch. I'm on all right. I'm supposed to be here. You know what I'm saying? Or you supposed to be here. And then it's like, oh wow. And then they and I when I fuck around with these people, I don't play the token Negro. You know how it's like, oh yeah, we got black friends. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I usually do that shit too. Like, just how they do that shit, I do that shit too with my hood friends. Like, yeah, I got white buddies, man. I got Asian buddies. You know what I'm saying? Just to let them know. But I let them know it in a way where I have some sense of balance and understand what's going on and shit with the rest of the world. I kind of understand how people move, and not how they think all the way. Even some of the things that they think I do know because it's been honestly told to me and shit, by a couple of white people. But for the most part, I know how they move. You know what I'm saying? I know how they move, but I hope that this girl is not a bad wench. Man, she look too good to be a bad wench. But it's a lot of these dark skinned females. They doing that shit. But it ain't the ones with the perms. It ain't the ones with the weave. It's the ones that's natural. The ones that's like skinny and natural. And I know this because, like I said, my fucking cousin did it, man. Cousin valedictorian. All through high school. I mean, all through grade school, period. High school and college. She Miss valedictorian from like this Asian chick when she went to college, when she graduated from college. You know? And even with her, she married a white guy from another country, and they didn't get married. Well, they didn't stay married long. But, fuck, man. That shit pissed me off. And all of her friends are the same fucking way. All of her friends date white dudes, you know? When they see me, it's like, oh, what's up, Sam? You know, how you doing? I don't even ask them because like I never let these type of women put me in a position where they could try to dog me or put their agenda out there. Like we only date white guys. I let them go ahead and date the white guys and just don't say anything. I don't even try to convince them to fuck with me. Like I treat them the same way that white guys look at white women when they find out that white women have been dating black guys. I'm like, oh, okay, man, you fucking with white dick, okay, cool, and I just going about my business. You know what I'm saying? Because while you're chasing white dick, I know that you have this certain mentality when it comes down to all black men. And I can tell just by the way you carry yourself that this is how you look because you're surprised to see me, and you're like, oh, I'm validated because this is my cousin. So you give me a different type of respect now. Now that you figure that this is my cousin and shit. So I mean, I see the game in black women, but not all black women are like that. I mean, specifically like these educated black women who, they've been out dating for a while and shit, and they've been fucking around with losers too. You know what I'm saying? But then they've been growing up so strong and independent because that's how mother raised them. And when they get out there, they tend to realize, oh shit, there aren't any men that are equivalent to me. But I mean, you were the same ones when you guys were going to school. You had ratchet fucking girlfriends. You had ghetto girlfriends as well. Some of these ghetto girlfriends protect you from getting your ass whipped. You were able to go to college, and these women, stayed in the hood and became pregnant and shit like that. But you were the same motherfucking ones, man, who wasn't really talking to, the smart motherfuckers who were your counterparts at the time. No, you were with your fucking girlfriends. Your girlfriends trying to get the fucking jock, the bad boy, so you can try to turn him good. And this shit didn't work out. And then when you get out, like, you're still on the dating scene, and the only guys who are really hollering at you like that is the fucking plumber and the janitor and the auto mechanic. And you guys are like, oh, I don't want to fuck with him. I don't want to deal with an auto mechanic. He doesn't make enough money. I want a doctor, I want a lawyer. But these doctors and lawyers, at the other end, you got to think about the way you were raised, the way your culture and your background is compared to some of these black men's background and culture. A lot of these black men, they were raised by two-parent households. Some of them weren't even raised in the hood. I know independent black women who have been raised in the hood, single parents, and they were trained to be independent. They were raised to be independent and strong and shit. Meanwhile, their little brother is weak. You know how many girls I've met worked in a call center? Like, they're working overtime, exceeding the ranks in call centers and shit. But then they tell me stories about their brother, how their brother is heavy in the streets and he's always getting jumped. And, man, you know what I'm saying? Am I hitting home? So, let me go ahead and stop this so I can go ahead and, hop in the shower and shit. You know what I'm saying? And y'all be cool, Sam. I'm out.